Hi, I'm Jude Hotep. I'm the Conscious Money Coach. What the hell does that mean? So I'm a life coach. I'm a metaphysician. I studied ancient wisdom and metaphysics and neurology and psychology and self-development and mindset work from a very young age, and studied it, researched it very deeply, and then continued those studies over time in my life, and went into coaching and coached in various capacities off and on throughout my life while doing other entrepreneurial endeavors, and then really committed to life coaching as the path for the vehicle that I was always kind of in a counseling role, in a coaching role, really having wisdom and mindset and understandings that other people were needing and didn't have, and being able to look at things from a different view and understand what they were saying and help them through those situations. And so then I committed to life coaching, and I coach around money because I love money. Money's amazing. It's part of this tangible 3D world that we have to do to provide shelter for ourselves and have gas to go travel and whatever it is that you use money for, right? And it is a space holder. It's a space holder for everything that you want to bring into your life. So if you want to go into a hot springs with the rocks underneath and it's 102 degrees and there's like an amazing river outside the hot springs and the mountains are all around you. I know this hot springs, and it's like $20 a day, and you can get into different pools with different elements to them and they're different temperatures. It's so amazing. And you know, the mountains are all around you. It's freezing outside. You're so hot in the pool, in these different little spring pools, and it's outdoors. It's very natural vibe, and then there's a river outside of that. It's so amazing. It's one of my favorite places. And so, you know, whatever you want to spend money on in your life, and of course the shelter elements, the food elements, these types of things, and provide for ourselves. And then we want to have that big, amazing, wild life, whatever that is for you. And I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs, and you know, it's like, how do you want to grow your business, and where are you at in your business, and how much revenue do you want to make each month and each week, and how can you do that in a way that's really indigenous to your inner woman cycles and ways of being, along with the energies of the world and the energies of life, and there's so many different cycles always going on simultaneously, right? And it's always with the heart. It's always the mind to serve the heart. The mind is the empty vessel for the heart's wisdom. But as women, we're often disconnected from, and there's billion-dollar industries that work to advertise to keep women disconnected from their bodies so they won't feel into the yes or no. And I'm not saying that's the intent, but those are the symptoms of it, that it disconnects us as humans in general as well, but especially as women, from our bodies and from our yes no. Even on the simplest things, I want to turn left, I want to turn right. Do I want to eat pizza or have tacos? You know, I had a client that I was working with. I'm like, you know, we're practicing this because this is what was needed in that moment, that there was just such a disconnection there. And it's like, do you want pizza or do you want tacos? Well, we had to go to, do you just want pizza? Because that wasn't clear. And I went through that in my healing journey, where it's like, do I turn left or turn right? It's like my intuition seemed to be off. It seemed to be opposite, but it was that the mind was so strong, I couldn't hear my intuition. And so it's like really important to get into your body with your money decisions. Move, get into your body, ask your heart the questions about your business. What are those answers? Are you needing to make a decision on a marketing, on, you know, Facebook ads, on different elements you want to do with your website or your branding? You know, do you want to change this? I live out loud a lot with my branding, because it's just a work in progress, and it doesn't stop you from, you know, coaching amazing and having just these amazing coaching relationships with your clients and from doing all that. But I need to see it kind of breathing out in the world, and I'm like, okay, I don't really like any of this. I'll get to it, you know, at this time in my schedule, to like start tweaking that and changing that. And so I live out loud with a lot of like my website and things like that, and that's the way that works for me at this time. I'm kind of building things in the background that I don't want to, I want someone to see in their beauty and in their fullness, so they can really have the positive impact. But with a website, it's like, you know, And so for me, it's like, do I make this decision? Do I do that? Well, I need to see it out in the world. And then my heart kind of knows, like, I really love this, but I need to feel that energy living for a little bit. So it's like, I ask the questions of my heart. Is this picture a yes? Is this picture a no? Is this copy great? Is it not? Is it, is this a good revenue goal for this month? Is this going to produce money? Is this going forward? Should I take this avenue? And even just what you decide. So every money decision, see if you can get in your body and get into your heart and really ask those questions there. It's really, really important to not rely on the mind, because the mind knows the past and knows what you've already created. It knows the chewed gum. And we keep looking to the past to create in our now, which recreates the past in our now. So we don't want to respond the same way to what we've already done. And, the past might come up for healing, purging, for release, for information, for understanding, or it might just be that last temptation to say, would you like to recreate this again? And you can say, no, I'm really good on that. And I've lived that. Even if it was good, you've lived that. What do you want to create going forward? So with your money creation, get into your heart. Ask those questions there. Get into your body. Ask the questions, every little tiny micro. So here, if you don't feel like you know the inroad to it, here's the baby step in. That you start with all the benign things. Do I want the meals? Do I want to eat this? Yes or no? And just start with yes or no first before you go into two choices. So yes, no. Do I want bone broth for lunch? Yes, no. For me, it's a yes. I'm going to have some bone broth and some tea. Make bone broth every week. Knuckle bones, it's a whole production, but I've gotten it to a really simple process, which is nice. I like just simple and it's so gross, bones, once you cook them frozen, not a big deal, but once you cook them, they're just I don't think about it much. I don't really think about what I'm cooking and taking out of the pot and putting in the trash, and it's so gross. Yeah. But it's really good for your digestion, and so for my digestion, and so I started doing that for myself, and it's just been amazing for me. But yeah, bone broth, just making that shit up every week. So just ask yourself questions on the benign things. Do I want to go for a walk right now? Do I want to exercise right now? Do I need to go to sleep right now? When you get to those points and you start listening deeper and deeper and deeper to your heart, you'll be like, what do I need right now? Because you'll be feeling off and not just feeling great, and you've got your responsibilities done for the day, and you've gotten through what you wanted to accomplish for the day in your business. And you might feel off, what do I need to feel good right now? What do I need to be able to get into my higher levels of consciousness where I live normally, but I'm just feeling off. It's I need to go to sleep. And I just listen, and immediately there's an answer. Go for a walk. Just walk. The other day I was taking a walk, and it was just a time where I was needing the guidance from my higher self and needing the guidance from my heart. What do I do? And I just kept being just walk. I just needed to walk it out and let things sit. And that's a really amazing process, because our when we walk, our bodies naturally process out traumatic and challenging and just annoying things that are going on that the mind can focus in on and not be helpful, and really take you off of your focus from your money creation. And so going for walks can really help. It helps just work out the things that aren't superfluous and integrate things that are needed and need to be kept. And so it's amazing. And sometimes the answer is just sleep. Go ahead and go to sleep. I had an early appointment today, and I don't usually do that. And I, usually go to bed later, and my thing's done, and it just didn't click. I didn't take a day off last week, and I was just what do I need? I just need sleep. And the answer came very clear. Sleep. Just go to sleep. I was and because it's coming from your higher self, you can let the mind go from all the reasons it wants to tell you that it's not okay to go get sleep when you need extra sleep. It's well, what about this? You gotta get this done. And the to-do list is never ending. Right now my water filtration system leaks, and only leaks on Tuesdays at 3:00. I don't know. It's just a thing. I tighten it. This is not rocket science. it looks like this weird contraption, and so many people buy this amazing water filtration system, so it's got to be not a big deal. But anyways, but it's like, you know, my brain wants to make that happen and like find out and like, do we have to do YouTube videos and like, how do I fucking fix this thing? And it's like, you know what, it's not leaking today at least. Like, so, you know, fuck it, it's good, like, it's fine. When it leaks again, we'll see if I can carve an hour out, or desire to carve an hour out to do that, you know. But right now I need sleep. And then I had my early appointment, and that all went beautifully to be able to do, because I had enough sleep, you know. So, and I took care of myself. So when you trust your heart more and more and more, and you develop that relationship and start going down that road, then it comes in for you to know that that guidance is sound. When the mind wants to come in and say, no, what about this, or what about that, you know, we have to create money, all the tasks to do tomorrow, and the kids won't be okay, and this won't be okay, and this won't get done, and the tire's flat, and, you know, I gotta air up the tires and whatever. And it's like, no, none of that's important. Your heart knows exactly what you need to know each moment, and you can trust it when you begin to develop that relationship. How you develop that relationship is just to begin somewhere, and it's really great to begin with yes, no answers. And what you'll start to notice is that it's like hand on the heart helps. It's like, it can be so subtle, and the mind will come in and have an immediate answer that's not it. That'll be the opposite. So just start developing, start practicing. And a good thing is when you're driving, because when you don't get to the destination, there's a very immediate evidence of, were you listening to your intuition and your heart and your gut, or were you listening to the mind swing in really quick that doesn't, it's like you don't quite see that difference. And then that heart will start to be louder and louder and louder than the mind. In the Conscious Money Creation, in my coaching program, we work with the mind, because we have this mind, this human conditioned mind, the viral beliefs that are in the collective consciousness, right? And so when they come up, how do you deal with them? And how do you deal with the mind that's just there? And how do you let it serve you? So we deal with that. We do that deep work, and I start to know how to hear the heart versus the mind. I start to understand what the mind is doing. And I have a Facebook group as well. It's for women only at this time, but it's called The Wild Soul Journey on Facebook. I have a podcast, The Conscious Money Creation, on iTunes and Stitcher and Spotify and all those places. If you are looking, I take a very few clients into my coaching program, but if you're looking to jailbreak your soul and increase your revenue and make more money, then you can head on over to lifecoachjude.com and book a discovery coaching session with me. I look forward to seeing you there. Otherwise, I will talk to you in the next video, and I just really appreciate you being here, and I'm sending you so much love.